Onision has been an issue on YouTube for a very long time now. In fact, a lot of the subject matter I'm about to discuss may be triggering for some people, and it may get us demonetized just for talking about it in general. However, before I dive into all of the details about YouTube suspending Onision, I need you guys to hit that like button because it really helps out the channel. Now with that out of the way, let's just dive right into today's story. James Greg Jackson, who is better known as Onision Online, has just been indefinitely suspended from YouTube's partner program. This means that his channels are now no longer eligible for monetization. Onision has become a bit of a supervillain on the platform, and mainly for publishing videos that a wide audience of people found strange and disturbing. Over his 13 years as a content creator, he has become increasingly condemned, and on Tuesday night he posted a video to his channel and to his Twitter page that included a screenshot of an email that he had received from YouTube. In the screenshot it says, "Responsibility is our #1 priority at YouTube, and it's important for us to ensure that creators are empowered to use their influence responsibly in the YouTube community and beyond. With that in mind, we recently reviewed your channels, Onision, Onision Speaks, and Uh-Oh Bro, and took action on content that violated our community guidelines." It then goes on to say, "We are also concerned about continued allegations of off-platform behavior related to child safety that could cause significant harm to the community, violating our creator responsibility guidelines within our YouTube partner program policies." Now, currently Jackson faces accusations of abuse from at least 6 different women, and now YouTube is finally stepping up because they recognize the potential harm to the community. The YouTube support team then expands on this, saying, "These guidelines explain that we don't allow egregious behavior that has a large negative impact on the community." It continued by saying, "Additionally, this means you should be respectful of your viewers, your fellow creators, and our advertisers, both on and off YouTube." So far, according to Insider.com, who has been doing most of the reporting on Onision's story here, they have not received any comments from YouTube nor Jackson. Onision has also denied the allegations of predatory behavior and abuse for a long time now, and although this move by YouTube stops him from making money off of these channels, it still doesn't prevent him from uploading to them. Now, going back to that video that he posted on Twitter for a second, Jackson also posted a screenshot of his response to YouTube's strike against him. In this, he argues that he was proved innocent by linking 2 websites where he documents everything that his accusers have ever said about him. Then in another portion he writes, "Please do not punish a longtime creator and innocent man." Recently, a 3-part documentary was released that actually detailed Onision's strange career path. It even featured an interview with perhaps the most vocal of accusers and ex-girlfriend Shiloh Hansen. Back in 2011, Shiloh was the unfortunate subject of a very disturbing video uploaded by Jackson. She seemed to be having like a seizure-like episode in the video and even couldn't recall who she was, but instead of calling for help, Jackson filmed the entire thing. This kind of predatory behavior is just absolutely revolting to me. And in the documentary, Shiloh would also compare living with Jackson to being in a cult. She alleged predatory and controlling behavior that also included him shaving her head and forcing her into a relationship with him. A video even surfaced in 2019 that actually showed Jackson saying to Shiloh that no one will ever know how much he abuses her. Additionally, he has also been accused of grooming by a girl named Sarah. Apparently, Jackson and his spouse Kai Averill befriended Sarah when she was only 14 years old. Another woman also described very disturbing interactions with Onision and even said that she was chained in a basement for a week. In addition to that, she claimed that he commanded her to get a tattoo that said, "I'm a liar." So without a doubt, this documentary has brought way more attention to this very disturbing story. However, at the helm of this documentary though is Chris Hansen, and despite Mr. Hansen's solid record of catching predators, he's also facing a lot of criticism. Chris had always a bit of an interest, you could say, in taking down Onision, and this documentary is more of a continuation of his previous To Catch a Predator series. Now, the problem people are having is that it kind of depicts Chris as this, hero, even though some believe that he may have actually hindered a real police investigation. For example, Sarah had tweeted out that she gave a laptop filled with evidence about her relationship with Jackson and Averill to one of Chris Hansen's web producers, but it was never passed on to the FBI. Like, how do you expect to lawfully arrest him for these crimes if they are refusing to work with the police? And much of the YouTube community has criticized Chris for this, and apparently Hansen isn't really liking the heat. John Swan tweeted, "Chris Hansen has threatened all YouTubers who use targeted harassment and misinformation campaigns. I can only assume that he's talking about all drama channels and anyone who creates videos criticizing him." John went on to say, "Dear Chris Hansen, you will never deplatform me, you will never demonetize me. Whatever you have in store, bring it, I dare you." In addition to this, one of Jackson's loudest critics is Daniel Sulzbach, and even he declined to be in the documentary. His concern was that the survivors did not actually give their consent for their stories to just be told on television like that. Then on Tuesday evening, he tweeted about the documentary causing YouTube to suspend Onision, and In the tweet, he said, "Oh my god, Onision just got kicked off of YouTube's partnership program for monetization. Way people make money. I'm actually speechless." I would be more speechless if they just removed him entirely off of the platform. I mean, YouTube is just waking up to this now, and it's absolutely wild, but I suppose better late than never. For now, though, that's all I have for you on this story until either YouTube makes a statement or Onision does something else crazy. But with that, though, let's check out some of your comments from the video titles. Army Hammer apologizes, but not for the reason you'd think. Good and Glam says, "This guy needs help. Hope he finds it for the sake of his children." Yes, I do. I definitely hope that Army Hammer gets some help because this story is getting crazy. Justin Bigfoot with Meme says, "This is why we Bigfoots don't do drugs." Good point. Can you get access to them though? Wouldn't somebody be like, "Hey, aren't you Bigfoot?" Casey says, "I'm really glad my days of doing crazy shit was pre-internet." Same, Casey, same. Kaylin H says, "Don't insult my boy Hannibal by comparing this man to him." Savage. I like it though. Gabby Gumshoe says, "This dude has 5 films and a miniseries coming out this year. He needs press. Army is probably just trolling because his agent told him he needed to get his name out there somehow." This ain't it. That is not the way. I mean, this is a weird way to get your name out there if that is the case. God, really soiling your reputation with that one. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.